What is up, my friends? Before we get working on this car behind us that is now in the lift, this upcoming Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the new VIII Apparel drop goes live. We will have 5 new shirts, 3 new tank tops, and a pair of shorts dropping. So this Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, set your timers, set your alarm, don't miss out. Let's jump into the video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Oh man, I'm super excited. Here's why. We finally had the time to completely button up this engine. If you haven't had the time to watch yesterday's 1-hour video, there's literally an entire breakdown on how we went from a bare block, completely torn apart engine to a fully assembled engine. So this thing's pretty much ready to go back in the car. There's a few little things that we have to pick up at a parts store. I think, what do we need? Just the thermostat. We were needing to grab the one that we bought was too small, so we need one of those. We can always put that in later after we get the motor in the car. But yeah, I think that was about it. So the plan right now is we need to get the car back on the lift. She's been sitting away in the corner for a while as we've been working on mainly this car here. So this thing got super freaking dirty, dusty, full of powder coat, paint overspray, hopefully not too much paint overspray. And yeah, it's very, very filthy. So I am going to pull out the Evo 10, pull out the FRS, get those things out of the way, pull this car outside, give it a complete bath, wash the bay, wash the entire car, and then we can finally get this thing back up on the lift and get started assembling. I don't know how far we're gonna get today. I'm getting a super late start right now. Yesterday's video took all morning to edit, so it's already 4 p.m. We are gonna get as far as we can today. Maybe one of these days we'll fix this battery issue, but not today. We got Evo things today. All right, guys, I guess we don't need to pull it all the way outside. Just enough to spray this thing off. It's just all dust, so it should come off pretty easily. Honestly, thanks to the ceramic coat that we have on here, I'm just gonna hose this thing off with a pressure washer, blow it off with our nice little leaf blower, and we should be good. No need to really wash it. It feels so good to finally have this thing back up on the lift and know that hopefully within a few weeks, or maybe even less, a week, maybe a week, if all goes as planned, this thing will be back on the road. There is quite a few little things that we need to either fab up ourselves or have someone else fab up. Like, for example, the downpipe. The downpipe is for a stock turbo, a stock frame turbo, stock, all that good stuff. That will not work with the turbo kit we are installing, and we did not get a downpipe with the turbo kit when we bought it, so we have to figure something out there. Same with the lower intercooler pipe. Don't really think the factory one's gonna work, but we'll figure all that out when we actually go to install the turbo kit after the motor's already in the car. We can get all that situated then. Okay, so there's a few little things I want to do before we go ahead, bolt the transmission. Well, I haven't even explained it. The game plan with this whole assembly is, I don't care how long it takes to go back together, as long as we put it back together the best possible way that we can, without scratching anything, without messing anything up, and taking our time, ensuring that everything is gonna go back together perfect, like exactly how we want it. Like torquing everything down to torque spec. Not scratching the paint job on the bay when we put stuff in, not scratching anything on the engine. So the plan is bolt on the power steering pump to the engine, alternator can go on, bolt the transmission onto the engine, and maybe the transfer case, maybe throw the transfer on as well. Roll everything underneath, lower the car down, lift everything up, motor mount, trans mount, motor mount. The subframe can go up, and everything can be attached to each other. So that is the plan. And with that being said, we have a few things we can go ahead, throw on the motor right now. Alternator needs to be cleaned up. Knock sensor needs to be cleaned up. Dipstick needs to be cleaned up. I am going to go ahead, tape off all of the intake ports, tape off the exhaust ports. We got to throw plugs in it, which we did pick up a fresh set. So we need to gap those, get those in, throw on the oil cap, and then this thing can come off the engine stand, go onto the crane, get the clutch, flywheel, tranny bolted onto this thing. So let's get to work. Let's get after it and see how far we can get. Okay, so we got a few things installed onto the long block. We are gonna go ahead and throw some new plugs in this thing. So the plugs that we are gonna run, just some regular old coppers. That's what we've always ran in 8s and they've been fine. So they are BPRAES, and we're gonna gap these things at 020. I know that's quite a bit tighter than factory, which I believe is 028, but that's what we've done in the past. And anything looser, like say if we go to like a 024, 025 range, higher boost levels, you kind of start blowing out the spark and having those cutout issues. And I did finally, instead of using a hammer, I decided it's finally time to upgrade a little bit. So I went ahead and picked up an actual spark plug gap tool, and I'm excited to try that out and see if this thing actually works. See if I can't find this thing. Bought it, and I don't think I remember where I put it. Oh, here she is. Torque on the plugs, I always just go to 15 foot-pounds, which converts over to 180 inch-pounds. So this here is a timing cover that we have, and it's a clear upper timing cover, which is always kind of cool. But the problem with this one is that it's super freaking crusty. So I'm gonna try to polish it up, get it nice and new looking. And if we can't get it new looking, why won't it fit? There we go. So that's how it would look right now, which is kind of janky. Let's try and get this thing cleaned up. If we can't, we can always just buy another clear one, or maybe like a carbon fiber one. It would look kind of cool. I actually have an idea. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, in a last ditch effort to try and save this thing, we're gonna try a Cerakote headlight restoration kit on it. Let's see what it does. It's pretty messed up right now. Hopefully we can fix it. Now, by no means is it flawless. There's still like a little poop stain on it or something there, but this thing looks a lot better. So apparently the headlight kit doesn't work just on only headlights. She works on all sorts of different plastics. All right, that looks pretty good. If we can keep the cover looking that clean, I think we'll be all right. I wasn't going to install the intake manifold. That's why we have it taped off, but I don't really see a point to waiting till the motor's in the car to install the intake mani. So let's go ahead and get that on. As far as the torque specs on the intake manifold goes, so there are 3 that are an M10, that one there, and that guy there. Those 3 go to 26 foot-pounds, and then all the M8, so that one, and then the 4, I believe on the bottom, those go to 15 foot-pounds. We received a comment on yesterday's video. It's something I've never really messed with in the past. I've always just left, well, let me read the comment so you guys know what I'm talking about. When doing the balance shaft delete, this is Donnie by the way, Donnie B. When doing the balance shaft delete, please make sure that the oil pump belt tension isn't too tight. It'll cause the pump gear to wear, so on and so forth. Basically said that we were kind of doing the tension of the timing belt wrong. So I did a little bit of research. There is a pretty good thread about it online. So what you're supposed to do is tighten the pulley on the tensioner arm till the belt is tight. Let it sit for about 30 seconds. You can rotate it over a few times if you want. Let it sit. And then the pin should go in and out of the hydraulic tensioner. Out of this tensioner here, we should be able to put this pin all the way back through and pull it out if our belt tension is set properly, which this thing's been sitting for about 3 to 4 minutes now. And as you can see, the pin goes in and out just fine. So we were relying on our hydraulic tensioner to tension the belt, when in reality, this will pick up slack over time from wear and tear, but you're supposed to tension the belt through this right here. If you loosen that bolt, you can spin the idler left or right, and that will either loosen or tighten the belt. So that's what we did. Shout out to Donnie for the comment. Made me look into it and realize that we had it set a little bit off, but now we should be good. We got the timing covers back on, back to square one, or where we just left off. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the water pump pulley. We can get the belt tensioner on, we can get the crank pulley on. We do need to torque this bolt right here. That thing goes like, I forget, 120, 130 foot-pounds. We're gonna have to torque that guy when the motor's in the car, so don't forget about that. But yeah, pulley, tensioner, accessory belt. We're not running AC on the car, so we don't need to put that on. Well, I can definitely say I've never done that before, putting the accessory belt on the motor before the motor's even in the car, which is kind of cool. Not really all that hard to get on when it's in the car, but that makes life a little bit easier when it's already on outside the car. Okay, we got the engine on the crane. Right now we're putting this, I call it a starter plate. There is a dowel pin right there and one over there. Bolt there, bolt there. We should be good. So here's the clutch we're running. It's a ACT. Why am I forgetting the actual model of this thing? I'll have a link below if you guys want one. As you can see, there's some holes. Or not holes, but material taken off there and a little bit right there. And that is because this was balanced along with the flywheel, along with the crank, along with the crank balancer. The whole rotating assembly was all balanced together by the machine shop. This flywheel got a little bit of surface rust on it, but it should wipe off just fine. There's only one way this flywheel can go on, to where all the holes line up. And then each of the flywheel bolts, as per the instruction manual, gets a touch of RTV. Torque spec on the flywheel is 98 foot-pounds, crisscross pattern, just like you're torquing a wheel. And that is how I am holding it. So I lowered the motor down enough to put a ratchet on and just have the ratchet hit the ground. So yeah, that's how we did that. Grab the alignment dowel, or alignment dowel. Clutch disc is clearly marked, transmission side right here. And being that she's all balanced out, that red is gonna go to the red on the flywheel. Just like that. These guys go, what was it, 13 foot-pounds? Crisscross, just like the flywheel. Well, my friends, we just ran into our first dilemma, which is also gonna be our last dilemma of the day because all the stores are closed. We don't really have a way of wheeling stuff around on the ground without destroying everything. There's no way I'm gonna drag the trans and engine all over a concrete floor and ruin all of our hard work. So tomorrow I'm gonna pop by Harbor Freight, grab some like little dollies to roll stuff around on, just so we can get everything under the car. But this is how the motor or the engine, whatever you want to freaking call it, is sitting right now. Nice and beautiful, all ready to go. Flywheel's on, clutch is on, everything's torqued down. Just could pop that guy out. So yeah, list of stuff we need to do. First thing tomorrow is grab a new thermostat, and is that it? Thermostat, dollies, and I think we should be good from there. So exciting stuff. It is pretty nice to see, like I said earlier, this car back on the lift, and this car actually clean for once because it was filthy and now she's pretty. So that makes me happy. I know it seems like we didn't do a whole lot of stuff today, which I guess we really didn't, but we did important stuff. That's gonna be a wrap. Peace out. I'll see you boys tomorrow.